Welcome back. As we earlier said in our intro, we're going to be exploring the plants complex of the Egyptian Black Sand Company in El Borol, city of Kafr Sheikh Governorate, inaugurated earlier by President Abdel Fattah Sisi. And to shed more light on this initiative, we're joined by Dr. Amr Mohsen, energy and environment expert. Good morning, Dr. Mohsen.
Good morning.
Of course, we need first to talk about or give an explanation or elaborate over the plant complex of the Egyptian black sand.
Okay, Egypt is very rich in mineral resources. We know this since the time of the pharaohs. The tar sand in the Gulf of Suez area that they used in the mummification. The gold that they used in all the monuments that we have now in our museums, etc., and the oil and gas, and white sand in Sinai, and also the black sands, which is the issue we're talking about now. And you know, we have EMRA, the Egyptian Mineral Resources Authority, that was established in 1896, so over 120 years ago. And EMRA started about 10 years ago a series of feasibility studies for black sands. First, they did the technical feasibilities, and they found that it's very promising. Then they moved into the financial feasibility, and they found this to be also very, very positive and very encouraging. And so they decided in 2016 to establish the Egyptian Black Sand Company, and with a capital of 500 million Egyptian pounds. And 2 years later, they established also another company for the exploitation of the black sand with a Chinese entity, and they did that in 2018. So they took it very seriously, and we should be very happy to see the inauguration that took place on Wednesday of that first factory, which will not be the only one. It's just the beginning, the start. And we expect several other factories to be built for the exploitation of the black sand resources over the area, because it extends for 400 kilometers from Abu Qir, east of Alexandria, all the way up to North Sinai. So this coastal distance of 400 kilometers has 11 main spots or sites, if you like, where the black sand is really present in quantities that are technically and commercially feasible to exploit. So the first factory started, and that should make everybody happy, because it announces the beginning of a resource that will be developed, an Egyptian resource that will be developed and will help very much in the local industry. We no longer need to import rare metals for the Egyptian several industries, but also we will export the products made out of this rich black sand resource.
Right. Of course, we need also to talk about the value of the black sand and why was it called the black sand. It is also referred to as the golden sand or the gold sand.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, you know that the Nile River water travels for hundreds, if not thousands of kilometers, all the way up to the Mediterranean. And during this trip, it erodes many rocks and sedimentary rocks that are along its path to the Mediterranean Sea. And many of those eroded rocks contain minerals that are very, very rich and very important for many industries, and they get deposited at the on the Mediterranean Sea coast in the form of black sand. And it's called black sand because it really looks black, very dark. And this black sand, once you start to purify it and you start to really work on it in that factory that was inaugurated 2 days ago, then you extract 41 rare metals. And those metals, each one of them has applications in very critical industries, be it civil or be it military industries. Can give you some examples. The envelope of an airplane, be it a civil airplane or military airplane, of course needs to have very strong properties in order to play its role as the envelope of an airplane. So many of those metals extracted from the black sand serve into forming the envelope of those airplanes, be it civil or military. Also in the military industry, you have missiles. The envelope of the missiles needs to have a few of those rare metals extracted from the black sand in order to have an envelope that could really achieve the function of the missile. Just to give you some examples, but there are so many industries, like the zircon, for example, extracted from the black sand, is used in the industry of ceramics, the industry of dental implants, etc., etc. So it's really a very rich resource, and it's a very good start for the private sector also, the Egyptian private sector, to invest in building factories similar to the one inaugurated a couple of days ago and produce those very rare metals that are commercially very attractive for exportation. And during the inauguration party, everybody heard that the revenue expected at the start of this first factory will be somewhat the third of the revenue that reaches the Egyptian government from the Suez Canal. So can you believe it? If Suez Canal brings $6 billion annually, that one factory will bring $2 billion a year. So it will be very good for the Egyptian economy. It also started 5,000 job opportunities, and therefore the private sector is expected to be very interested in having building or investing in new factories, because it's really commercially very attractive, and it will be very beneficial for the Egyptian economy.
Right. To what extent does this project highlight Egypt's non-stop trials and bids to strengthen and localize more industries as per the state-of-the-art technologies?
Well, like I just said, the factory will, the staff working in the factory are all Egyptians, so it offers employment, and also it really enhances the economy, because currently we are importing some of those metals that are extracted from the black sand, so we will no longer need to import this, and the export of those metals will give Egypt also of course a strong, if you like, presence in the industrial exchange worldwide. So it's really very beneficial, and it gives the private sector an opportunity to invest in something that is really very promising and very profitable and very beneficial to the entire economy.
Right. Dr. Amr Mohsen, energy and environment expert, would like to thank you, sir, talking to The Breakfast Show, and you have a beautiful day. And by this, we come to the end of The Breakfast Show for this morning. Many thanks to all of you. Until we see you again, once again tomorrow morning. That's a goodbye. You have a good day.